Market signals. Welcome back, traders. Thursday morning today, closing in on that weekend. We got the New Zealand versus the US dollar here. And I want to follow up on the situation because we've been here about a week ago. I think it was 8 days ago. And I was just announcing basically the next bullish position that we were going to get involved with. And I also mentioned the fact that we were probably jumping the gun, entering a little bit prematurely, because the official trigger was and still is 65.42 right here, right? So even though price was still trading below that level, just as we've noticed price starting to turn back up, we figured out that, it's a good time to jump in, even though prematurely, but we're going to do that, well, carefully. So we just pulled the trigger on one trade, right? We got in very small because we wanted to have some skin in the game. But the main game plan was that once price crosses over 65.41 here, 42, that's where we'll push the position much bigger, right? So here's how things went down. Price did turn around and it did started to move upwards as expected. So that was nice, right? Then it met that 65.42 level, and as it was about to approach, we got very we were looking very closely on the price section here, and then we've noticed something quite alarming, because we saw price crossing over and then starting to pull back down. That was just yesterday. Now, when we looked at it, when we looked at the weekly chart, we noticed that price is engaging with that 65.41 again and having this reaction. Now, we just had that, right, a few weeks ago. So at that point, and mind you, when we were looking at this one and the New Zealand dollar yesterday, we've seen a spike here. So price was already coming back down and spiking that area. At that moment, we felt very uncomfortable, because it was looking like a double top in the making, right? Because we already know it's a powerful resistance level. Now, we were hoping to have a, clean-cut breakout, an easy breakout, so we can continue to hold this position. But that was not the case. First, price came strong and just landed on that 65.41 last Friday, right? Just last Friday. It gave us the first sign of some difficulties breaking forward. And then when we came yesterday, we saw that spike, which was starting to appear, and we felt concerned at that point. We decided to get out. So we got out. We took a small profit on the way out, but we said very specifically, we're going to come back in, right? If price will give us the right reason to come back in, meaning if it's going to cross over 65.41, but this time, guys, we require a weekly closing, a weekly breakout confirmation, right? What we did not have last time when price was engaging with that level, it actually failed on the weekly chart, right? On the weekly bar, it just spiked that area and then went for a downside correction. We think this might be the case again, even though now when we look at the New Zealand dollar, it looks like it's breaking, right? It looks like it's overcoming that obstacle, but I got to remind you guys, we still have 2 days to go. Anything can happen here, right? So at this point, we're not going to take the risk of jumping back in. We'd rather wait, 2 days, right? A couple of days to the end of the week, and then if price will close above 65.41, that's an easy move. We'll just get in and we'll try to chase that same move that we were talking about, from the get-go. 72.43, that's fine. That's our primary target and final destination. That's a big move, potentially speaking. That's why we need that breakout confirmation coming from the weekly chart. Just the daily closing bar is not enough, because we did have that, right? Not only yesterday, the day before, and even we're basically trading 3 days now above 65.41, but we have to focus on the weekly closing bar just to have that, extra layer of confidence. All right, guys, so for now, we're out. We're not participating with an active position here on the New Zealand dollar, but we're fully prepared to jump back in, with the very early sign of a breakout. All right, guys, we'll be back to follow up on the situation here probably next week. So yeah, stay tuned. See you then.